turn washed fleece into spun fiber with just your hands. Good morning, my name is Kelly, and today I'm going to show you how you can take washed fleece and turn it into a single ply of yarn with just your hands. So what I've got here is some washed merino. The sheep's name was Cotton. Beautiful, beautiful fiber. I can show you the staple length here. Beautiful, just beautiful. Lovely crimp, just gorgeous. Look at that. See if that can zoom in. Beautiful fiber. So, you know, I want to go on a trip and maybe go camping, and I do not have the room to take a drum carter with me. So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to show you all the steps that I do to take this washed lovely merino wool to a single ply of yarn with just my hands. So I'm going to stand up now. Okay, so here's the fiber here, and you can see there are some little bits of hay in here. Very, very tiny amounts. So, yes, we have a star here. Oh, you can see his little tail. Okay, they're not here to watch you, Bentley. Okay, so the first thing I do is I just take a bundle like this, like that. Just a small bit of fiber bit. And I'll put the rest down there. And then what I do is I just start picking at it like this. And as I'm picking through it, some of the vegetable matter will fall onto the ground. And I'm also looking for little second cuts as well. So that can go by the wayside. And I'm just going to keep doing this. There's one pass, and it's pretty clean. You know, tiny little bits in there. And now I'm going to go again, and now I'm just going to be a little bit more picky as to what I see in the fiber. Looking for very, very short second cuts. Okay, I think that's pretty good. That's about as good as I'm going to get it. So what I do now is I just, with my hand, I just draft. Just draft the fiber like this. All its lumps and bumps and long fiber, short fiber. Just draft it to the point where I know it's all going to fall apart, and then I stop, and then I move on. And there we go. So there we go. So we've got this big, long bit of roving in a very raw state. And now I'm just going to wrap it around my wrist. Like this. And now what I'm going to do is just take the end and draft out some here. Grab my spindle. This is a Golding spindle I got many years ago. Has a really nice aromatherapy at the top. Okay, let's put some twist in there. I'm going to lay this over and I'm going to give it a spin. And now what I'm going to do, Bentley, no. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to draft, but I have to draft very short distances and always being mindful as to how the fiber feels in this hand. So what I mean by that is anticipating what's going to come next. And then watching in my peripheral view the spin of my spindle. Is it slowing down? Has it almost stopped? Has it stopped? And is it going to, there we go. And just keep spinning, and look at this, I'll show you. So I've just spun all this, and I'll just butterfly it. See, look at that. You know, what I tell spinners is you're not making a commercial spun yarn, you're making a hand spun yarn. And it's not going to be exactly like what you find in the store. It's going to have some characteristics to it, and that's what makes it beautiful. So I'm going to keep spinning. And again, all I'm doing is, as I spin and I see some little neps along the way, I can stop and take them out, or I can leave them. Like, look at, here's one right there. But you know what? By the time I apply it, you're hardly not even going to see it. And here's another one. Now see, I can tell my spindle is slowing down, so I'm going to give it a little spin, and there's a nap there. And I'm just going to keep spinning and drafting. I can see my wheel. So always keep your vision on your spindle, and see, now I'm going to create another view so you can get a better angle as to what I'm doing. See, there we go. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to turn this way now. Maybe I should have done it from this angle to begin with. Okay. See, there's some there. See that? But I'm not going to worry about that. You know what? All I'm going to do is just pull it like that. And then keep spinning. And I can feel when I've got little staple lengths of fiber in my hand, in this hand. And I will just anticipate the draft of that. So here's some. See, that's going to all fall apart. So I'm going to stop there. And I'm going to lay that over. Now my wheel, or my spindle's starting to untwist, so I got to catch that really quickly. There we go. There we go. Give it a good spin and wind it on my spindle. And we'll do that again. Now I'm holding this as a big clump. so I want to get that back around my wrist. See what it looks like? Oh, garbly goop. Okay. See, you think it's a really big bumpy piece of fiber that you're going to spin, but once you spin it, it's like it just almost disappears. See, I'm just holding that. And then you can tell when you've actually got an end-to-end staple length in your hand, because it won't draft, it'll just stay, and that tells you that you have reached the beginning and the end of your staple length, and it's not going to move. There we go. So I'm going to give that another good twist, and I'm going to butterfly, and look, there's the yarn, or there's the single. Pretty good. And no carder used or combs used. So I'm just going to put that on. You can, the nice thing about this is you can just grab your washed fleece, put it in a bag, makes a great pillow, and fluff it out, pick through it, as they say, and then start spinning. Bentley. The garbage truck is here today. I might have to put it on mute right now, and then you can just watch me, okay? I'll do it horizontally, and maybe that'll give you a better view. See? Now I can tell my spindle is slowing down. And I got this big clump right there. So I'm just gonna stop and draft it. Give it a little spin. And draft some more. And now I've stopped. Spin. Add on some more fiber. Now, just draft this. See? There's a little fleck of hay in there, but I don't care. Okay, pinch it. Give it a good spin. See, don't forget, this is what it looks like in my hand. See? But look what it looks like on my drop spindle. And here's another one coming up. You can see that, see? Right there. So I'm just going to spin it, and there it is right there. And look, I mean, it's a slight bump, but it's so minimal right there. So we have this much left here, and I'll just keep spinning it right until the end and see if I can do some close-ups. So see, there's an obvious second cut right there. So I'm just going to take that off. Just pull it off. And there's another one. Now that's pretty obvious, so I'm going to pull that one. There we go. See? And then keep drafting. See if I can do it this way. There's another one. So now I'm getting a few, but that's okay. That's good. I can show you. Just pull that off. There, let it go. And I will pick all those up. Don't worry about that. See, now I'm going to draft that there. Spin. Always keep an eye on your spindle. And then wind it on. Now I'm going to see if I can do a real close-up here, so hang on. See if I put my spinning down. Nope. Nope. Okay, a close-up wasn't going to work. Have to do it this way. So there's my fiber. And there. And draft. Oh, I can see my wheels going, or my spindle's going in the opposite direction. So I'm just going to spin that, and see there's a little knob there. I can just go back. I can even do this when I'm plying, actually. I can take out any little bumps I see that I don't like. Just keep an eye on your spindle. And this is creating a worsted spun yarn because I'm really taking out all the air. Okay, here's another little bump coming up there, see? But I'm just gonna spin it. There we go, no big deal. And then I'll go back, and then I'll just pull that out. And then I'll give it a good spin. My wheel, or spindle. I keep saying wheel because I do not use my drop spindles very often, but I do like to use them from time to time. See there, look. You can't even tell there was a big bump there. Oh, here comes a garbage truck. And here comes another bump. See there? I'm just going to give it a spin. I'm going to stop. And then I'm just going to give that a tug. Give it a good spin. And look. How cool is that? And now I can see I've got a really thin spot here. So I'm not, well, let's see. Oh no, that worked out pretty good. And we're almost at the end. We just hit a few patches of tiny bits of nips. But overall, we've done pretty good. So I'm gonna butterfly this up. Put it around my drop spindle. And we got this little bit left. So I'm just gonna actually here, just, if you notice, sometimes I just stop and hold the spindle like this. Then that way I don't have to worry that the spindle's gonna unspin and completely fall on the ground. So if I see something that's gonna take a little bit of time, I can do that as well. You don't always have to have your spindle hanging in air. So now I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna build up some twist. And now I'm gonna draft. And that actually would be a great bit of advice for beginner spinners. You can see, there's one there. So I took that out. Now I could hold it, stop and hold it. Now this is gonna kink when I go to my drafting zone. But I can just draft out a little more like this. And then I can let the twist travel. And then spin. And we're almost at the end. Give it a good spin. We're there. This is the end. Ta-da! We're done. We did that whole piece of fiber. We spun it without using a carder or combs. And see, here's the spun fiber. So it's, you know, it's not commercial grade. It's hand spun grade. And when I apply it, which I'll show you later in a later video, it'll look beautiful. If you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to see other ways that you can work with freshly washed fiber with just your hands.